Alright, hello everyone, this is Alan from MysteryMTG.com, episode 20 of Car Talk. It is a snowy day here in Seoul, South Korea. We got a couple of cool things to talk about, a couple of bad things to talk about, and I think my phone is going to die fairly soon, so we got to make it quick. First things first, Fallout allocations. We got about 20 boxes through all the distribution channels, 2 cases from our biggest distributor, which is insane. That is the lowest allocation of any Magic product we have ever been given, where we've requested a lot, you know. So we were cut like 95% from what we were asking for. It was a bit shocking, and a lot of people were in the same boat. Basically, they did not expect for it to be that low, and a lot of stores got between 2 to 6 boxes. And I actually did a poll in the WPN owners group, and yeah, most people got either 1 box, 2 boxes, or 6 boxes. And then a few of us, and I don't know, I think it just means you buy a lot of Magic. You're getting like 2 cases or 3 cases. And then of course on the upper extent, you have MVP and then Forge and Fire. Forge and Fire got around 100 boxes. Okay, that's what he said, the owner of that business. So, you know, some people are getting a large amount. That's not us. And they're lucky, you know. I mean, they're buying a lot of stuff that I guess no one else is buying, and that's why they're getting this stuff. So it evens out in the long term for them. But yeah, so Fallout, interesting. If you haven't picked up your collector box, I doubt you will be able to do so in a reasonable manner. I doubt it's going to be at a reasonable price. I think you're going to be paying out the wazoo. And honestly, just because I've never seen this rare of a product, like I've never seen it be this bad, even if you're paying like $350, I think you're fine. I think like if this is truly a one and done print run, which so far that's been true, and LCI is an example of that. The collector sold a week and a half after release and have never been in stock again. That box is going to go up way higher too. But it's a one print and done product, and so the Fallout collectors will be ultra rare. Now, the kind of cool thing is the collector sample packs that you get in the Commander decks now, they do come with the sample collector pack. And that collector pack gives you a little taste of what an actual collector pack would be. So if you're buying the Commander decks, you will have the chance, I guess, to open a mini collector pack. And so you're not going to have to go out there and buy a $350 collector box. But yeah, I think it'd be nicer if we could all go out and buy one for $200, but that's just not the case. And because of licensing fees, it's super expensive. Okay, so bad news out of the way. Let's talk about something a bit more positive. I have really been, and this is going to sound crazy, and I have to clarify this, right? The expansion efforts in Texas have been fruitless, but they've been very time-consuming, very stressful, very difficult. And we've had this conversation with the landlord for like a year and a half. We need more space, but we need to do it in a reasonable way. We're not going to allow you to upcharge us. And, you know, time and time again, I've been told, well, we need more information from you. We need your profit loss statement. So we send that over. We need this, we need that. Finally, we send everything they ask for and show we're a profitable, growing business, and we just need more space. And they're saying that, oh, well, there's this event space that wants to open next to you or blah, blah, blah. And I was just, at that point, I said, stop talking. I'm done with this conversation. You've wasted my time and you've hurt your reputation. I'll let people know that you guys are awful to deal with. I will say they haven't been that awful, like, overall, right? So they haven't scammed us anyway. There hasn't been an error in the accounting. We haven't been overcharged for our rent. It's just in terms of the negotiations for the extra space, and the space that's been empty for like 3 years now, or 4 years, and they haven't filled it up. Like, we're willing to take that, but we have to do it in a reasonable way. We're not going to pay, you know, the premium that we're paying, because our space is front facing. It's facing the service road. That space we're expanding into is not facing the service road. It's kind of off in the middle of nowhere, behind us in the retail center where no one can see it, basically. So it makes sense for us, but it doesn't make sense for almost anyone else. And so that's been continuous. Now, I've kind of reached the conclusion that I'm going to be opening an Asia location. So an MCG Seoul. Of course, the name is going to be different. It's going to be Games and More or something like that. And it's going to be a board game, card game, Magic shop in Asia. And the cool thing is we'll get access to a wider variety of products that you'd only have access to in Asia. So that's going to be quite cool. I'm excited for that. And that does mean we'll have even cooler things at the Texas location. So that maybe will happen. The location hunt continues for that. And if the location hunt is successful, then that will actually happen. And we will have MCG Seoul and we'll have access to all those cool Asian promos and all of those Japanese exclusive blah blah blah, like the Magic 30th stuff that they released there. So that's about it. We are trying to lean more into the content creation. I know it's been really bad. We haven't really been posting much. Honestly, I find it hard to not be super pessimistic, so I try not to post too much, especially if I'm just going to be, talking smack about things again and again. I'd rather just not make that video. I don't think we all need that much more pessimism in our lives, and if I don't have something good to say, sometimes I'm just like, it's better to not say anything. So, yeah, good news. The expansion might happen. Korea is a very difficult location for a business to open and thrive in, but I think because we have the army base, because we have a lot of potential regulars already from the commander groups that we have here, that it can kind of make sense, and it might make sense. And if it does make sense, we'll do it, and that'll be really cool. So we might even have 3 locations at the end of this year, 1 in Asia, 2 in Texas. This isn't supposed to be like a franchise thing. We're not attempting to franchise, but it does make sense to have access to certain markets that we otherwise wouldn't have access to if there's an advantage in that market. And I guess it's time that we start trying to build an advantage against some of these really shady players who are not operating fairly in our space. So sometimes you gotta go head to head with these guys, and winning is gonna be very difficult. So we're gonna give it our best shot. Anyway, there you go, episode 20 of Car Talk. Hope you enjoy the view of snowy Seoul, and I will see you guys next time. Alan from MysteryMTG.com. Bye-bye.